Good arising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, and of all praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahushai. I pray that the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, I pray that this video opens eyes. I pray that this video brings us closer to our redemption. I pray against the ones that have been lying to us about absolutely everything. I pray against the ones that have had us in these churches this whole time, praying for an enemy that has hated our guts and has done everything to keep the truth away from us. I pray for the restoration of my people. And I also pray for the restoration of our lands. The Most High is using us to fulfill Scripture. The Most High uses our actions right now and gives many of us the opportunity to receive blessings by working to restore the Most High's chosen people. We are in a time of revelation, revealing, and restoring. When we came together last week, and the Most High put it on me to ask, the nation to support me in getting these books that I just came across that night that I was reading. I had that word of try me. So I followed what the Most High wanted. And we were able to get the money for these books within just a few hours. And when the Most High puts the call out again, the Most High will put it on the heart of people to donate, to help out, prayers, whatever it is that they can do in order to be a part of this arising of the Most High's chosen people, as well as the others who will cling on to the truth, cling on to the Most High, and cling on to his people. The Most High, just think of it though, last week and ever since we've been working together, this is what we've been used to bring about to the world. We are the ones being used by the Most High to show the world how this is going to be fulfilled. Jeremiah 16:19. O Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and the things wherein there is no profit. What you're going to see right now is how, with these books and this information, there will be no more denying the truth. There will be no more denying that the other nations are culture vultures, that they come in and they take over our stories and then they just change it and give themselves the credit or put themselves in our books. This is a worldwide institution. This is a worldwide group of people coming together, a conglomerate, to work together to steal our history and then to implement themselves into our books. We caught you. We got you red-handed now. So there's one thing to have pictures, like I did in the last video. There's one thing, like a lot of brethren in other camps have used pictures and said, okay, well, look at the pictures. Look at these pictures. Well, now we're going to get the history. You're going to see examples of the history. that go along with these pictures. And you're going to catch them red-handed and how they've done this. I don't know if they weren't able to do it over here because there was just so much information. If you're looking at the whole 10 tribes over here and been here for thousands of years and all the information, maybe they just had to burn it or bury it or whatever they had to do to it. But we caught them over there in Britain and Ireland doing the same thing. Maybe because they did it on a much smaller scale, they could get away with it on the islands, but you're not going to get away with it anymore. Let's get into this. The books that we purchased last week were the Annals of Ireland by the Four Masters. We were able to get the first edition, 3 huge books, with this information right here. They don't have them in the libraries in Ireland, so you can't check them out. You know, it's almost impossible to get your hands on these books. So that's why I did not want to say much of it about anything. I didn't want anyone else to try to go in and buy them, or or then just take them off. There are different versions, later versions of this book, of these books right here. So I got them earlier today, and as I was trying to read them, I just prayed to the Most High to give me understanding on how to put this information together. So we're just going to go off of one page and just kind of talk about a little bit about it. But you're going to see right from the get-go what's going on. And please, as you look at this, add your information in the comment section. If you see something different, add information. This is how we work as a nation. We have so many talented people, so many intellectuals, so many people in so many different parts of life, different people in high-ranking parts of society as well. This is what the nation on the hill is supposed to look like. The Most High bringing the blessings that He's given to all of us to work together in order to fulfill the will of the Most High. And I'm so very happy to be a part of this nation. Okay, let's check this out here. Let's take a picture of one of the pages, and what you'll see is it looks like they have the older writings on the left-hand side and then the English interpretation on the right-hand side. And they got a lot of notes here at the bottom. But if you take a look at that's how it's set up. Okay, it's set up a lot like the Florentine Codex. The Florentine Codex will have the original writing on the left-hand side of the same page, and then the English translation on the right. And they say they're taking it, from the original language of the natives that were here. Okay, so it seems like it's the same kind of setup in these books, and these books are huge. So there's going to be a whole lot of information. Okay. But what you'll be able to see is what's going on right here. So as you can see, you guys can pause and take a look at it right there. Okay. But what you're going to do is we're going to cross-reference this really quick with one part of the Black Celts. Okay. So you can kind of get a visual of what's going on right here. All right. So if you look at the left, you got the Welsh and you got the Irish, and you got their original languages right here on the left. Okay. Then later on, the Indo-Europeans come. Remember now, these languages were being spoken for thousands and thousands of years over here with none of these present at all, okay? So you got these languages that have been present on the islands. No Indo-European influences or anything going on right now, okay? So when you go back over here, like up here, that's what you're looking at, okay? You're looking at the original languages, okay? Really important. We get this situated. We don't see, European languages till way later. So all these things are talking about during biblical times, because they can say 500, 800. I don't care what they say anymore as far as what years they supposedly got there and everything else. Because if you lied about the pictures, you've hidden all this history. I'm not taking your word for anything as far as years when you guys supposedly got on the island or anything. That you've lost all credibility as far as I am concerned. If other people want to listen to you, hey, I can't stop people from wanting to be, led away as sheep. But for me, I said I'm not going off of anything that they say anymore. So once you got this in your head, you got the Welsh and Irish way over here, thousands of years speaking these languages. Naming of the rivers on the islands, events, everything else was these people right here. Okay? Later on, we got the Spanish. Now, is that 1492? When they started going around, you got the French and you got the English. Okay? I'll give you guys that. I don't know when you guys started speaking your languages. I don't know when you started, being part of history and everything else. I'm not taking 400 to 500 or 800 BC. But that's okay. Now let's continue. Now that we got that. Now, during the time of all this, here are the pictures. So we got all this right now. This one was the early 1400s. If you guys were here at 500, 800 BC, and we already know what you guys do, you guys come in and write yourselves into everything. You try to interject yourselves into all of our business. So why would you all of a sudden in 1400s allow people to draw pictures like this? See, we look at right now in 2020, and you guys have always been just shoving yourselves into everything, giving us white Jesus, and then telling us it doesn't matter. Why are you bringing it up when we tell you that that's not original? That's not what the people look like. You're saying, oh, we're being racist. No, you're a racist when you switched everything. So again, just making sure we got everything clear. These languages right here have nothing. As you can tell, they don't have any. They might have a little similarities in certain parts, but how the hell do we know if you guys can just come in to start copying some of our stuff as well? But here we go again, right here. Okay, there, language. Here, the pictures. People of color. All these other pictures of all these so-called white people. So that was all way later. And I don't want to hear, oh, you're being racist. I didn't change anything. I didn't start hiding all this information. So don't call me racist. Call your fathers racist. That's what the Most High said. You're going to talk about how your fathers have inherited lies. So don't get pissed off at me, because the Most High is using myself and my nation to bring out the truth. Your fathers started the lies. So we're not skipping from that. Your father started these lies and shoved these lies down our people's throats the entire time. So you don't get to come and be pissed off at me now because the Most High has used us to bring out the truth. Deal with the information. Don't deal with the one that the Most High is using to bring the information. Deal with your father and your fathers and their lies. Now here we go. Annals of the Kingdom of Ireland. Okay, page 7. I want to say this is around the year they're talking about it happening, 1173. We want to concentrate on this part right here. Dermot O'Cayley died. Okay, Mulmary MacMurrough, Lord of Muintir Burn, was slain by Hugh McGuinness and the clan Aedoa of Ui Eithach Ulda. Dermot O'Cayley died. Okay, we want to look at Dermot O'Cayley in 1173. Huh? Okay, but remember now, on the other page that I showed you guys earlier, that's like this, but in the original. That's all this in the original language. Okay, so we got a letter Q right here. So let's check out what letter Q is talking about. Letter Q. Dermot O'Cayley. Now, remember, We weren't speaking like this. These weren't the names we were using. Okay, so where the hell did that come from? The Irish name right here is the original English. Is what? Anglicized. So Dermot in the older law documents inquisitions relating to Ireland and in the family name MacDermot. So they changed this name, the Irish name, the original Irish name of this is anglicized into Dermot. Okay? So the guys originally that were there were not called Dermot. They were called this language right here. So they anglicized it. What the hell does that mean? We're going to look it up in a minute. Okay? In the older law documents inquisitions relating to Ireland and in the family name MacDermot. It is now almost invariably rendered Jeremiah. So they switch it again to Jeremiah. They're trying to put their own biblical names into our text. So first they interjected their own names into our story. It is now almost invariably rendered Jeremiah, but the editor prefers the form Dermot. So now the editor's just switching names in and out, making them sound more anglicized. We're going to look at that definition in a minute. Okay, as it comes near the original Irish. So now this is, I guess, closer to Jeremiah, not MacDermot. Oops. So if the original Irish, that would mean Jeremiah. Okay, but the editor prefers the form Dermot as it comes nearer to the original Irish. This family, who now anglicize their name Kelly, so they just changing names left and right. They're anglicizing everything. Okay, were located in the south of ancient Ossory and were chiefs of the territory of Ui, Burchan, now Ibercon. I don't know if that's the Iberian coast, we'll see. Lying along the river Barrow in the county of Kilkenny. O'Haran thus speaks of, I'm not even going to read that, or O'Kelly, and the topographical poem. And there's these poems right here, okay? The Ui Burchan of the yellow surface, king of the district of O'Kelly, which would be what? Okay. Or Jeremiah. Plain of the tribe, who heavily returned, the land over the bright water Barrow. Main point. All they did was they took this information, put it into English, and then put their own names into it. So they took the history. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys real fast. This is page 6. This is the original language that it was written in. So when you go to 6, okay, you see that right there. You see there's a whole lot of notes down here. This is right here with the Q with the Dermot right there, okay? There's more right here if you want to read some more right there. Okay. Hold on. They got these, oops, my bad. They got these tribe names over here. They got something like upper and lower. I think it's on this page as well. Kind of like sounding like Egypt. Okay. But you got page 6 right here. So let's go over now to page 7 again. Now here at page 7. So all they did was translate it from the old, Irish. Okay. They put it in English and then put their names in it. Now all of a sudden, these people are acting like they're us. Hold on. Just like here. They got on page 6 this information. Page 7, they switch it into English, and then they just put their names in it. And that shows you a prime example of what they've been doing. So, and then they take out our pictures, and then they put their pictures in it as well. You see it? See how this is the history. They didn't have any history. They came and took our history, put it into English, put their names in it, and then they said, oh, this stuff happened in the 1100s. We know that the information from page 6 was not happening in 1173. This stuff was happening thousands of years before the so-called English or white people showed up there. All they did was take our history, edit it up, translate it, throw in their name, anglicized it. That's what they did. And actually, there's other pages where it says it even more so about anglicizing things. So let's check this out. You read that part already. Anglicize. Make English in form or character. So they took our information, they took our history, and anglicized it. What did that mean? They made it English. They made it so-called white people in form or character. That's what they've done. They did it worldwide. It was not just here, and we're going to take a look at a video later on to show you that. This is something that's been going on worldwide. But now we have the books that you can see it. You can see the proof. You can see the original writing. You can see where they went and made it into English, and then how they anglicized it, make it English in form or character, and put themselves in it. Switch the names up, just like our Bible has been anglicized. Switch it up to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Throw in some white pictures. Get them Negroes up out of there. And now it's our book. Now we can tell you how to get to God when they go on their podiums and they leave the book closed. Now we can break down the scriptures. Now we can tell you which books, which 66 books you can read, which 80 books you can read. Now we can tell you, oh, Paul didn't say, yeah, he said this, but he meant that. Now we can set up the priests of Mahan to take people and lead them away from the truth. Now we can make a fake people in a fake land, and you guys will support them, expecting a blessing for supporting people who are not of the book. Now you start to see about the movie Eli, the book of Eli, and how important it was for them to get the book. So then they can anglicize it and control the masses. Now you understand when they get shown and they get put out there and they get the truth put out there, where it says, surely our fathers have inherited lies. Yes, they have. That they did it on purpose. Yes, you have inherited lies from your fathers. They set all this up. That's why you got this. You took our books, translated them, put your names in them, and then change up the pictures too. And then you can hear people all the time. What are they saying now? Oh yeah, we know that Jesus isn't white. We know he's not white. He's olive colored. Right? Oh, he looks like the Arabs. It can be anybody, but it damn sure can't be you. Well, lucky for us, you guys don't get a vote. You guys don't get to come to that meeting of who the true people are. All you can do is sit on the side, keep your mouth shut, and learn from the true people of the Most High. You don't get a vote. We don't care about your opinions. We saw what you do already. You exposed yourself right here in these books. We saw what you guys are willing to do to be us. Translate our stuff, implement your own, put yourselves in it, and then roll with it. Plagiarism. That's like if I wrote a great paper, and I happen to have left it, outside on the desk somewhere, and these guys just swoop on in. Don't even erase my name. Just kind of put an X on it and write their name on top and turn the paper in, and thinking that no one's going to realize that, hey, this isn't your paper. Didn't even do a good job. They didn't even try to erase it. They didn't try to hide hide the fact of what they were doing. They just put a little X and it put their name on top and turned it in proudly. But the Most High is now exposing you, exposing everything, because those are the times that we're living in. And if you guys haven't noticed, the more that the Most High brings out, the crazier this world is getting. I've been noticing that. That's why, yes, I will talk about some of the new stuff, but my calling would be to bring out as much of this information as possible, because as we bring this stuff out together, the world gets crazier. They got to do crazier things to keep people from realizing the truth. Because all the stuff that they've been doing is indefensible. And it just gets to a point where they can't defend it anymore. So therefore, they need to make bigger spectacles on television in order to keep the sheep asleep. But that's okay, though. You guys are going to realize this Jeremiah 16 and 19, and that your fathers have inherited lies. We as a people are coming together and working together to get our history back in order to be able to defend and bring out our history. All praises to the Most High that He's doing that for us. All praises to the Holy Spirit because she's been sent to help us. Absolutely beautiful. I want to play a little bit of a video here about an Anglicized Bible. Didn't even realize, it's in a little side, bar, but I think you guys have been doing this to all the Bibles. You've been Anglicizing them all. You've been writing yourselves into everything. But it was funny that it was actually even put on a video. It's a video on YouTube. There it is. NIV Life Application Study Bible, Anglicized. I was like, damn, you guys just put it right there. But you know what? I ordered one just so we can get one, and we can have some fun with this one as well. The Anglicized. Why would you guys? If you guys were the original people, there'd be no need to Anglicize the scriptures. There'd be no need to Anglicize a Bible. If you're the original people, you wouldn't have to do that. But you're just getting caught red-handed on many things. So I found that pretty funny. Okay, so like I said, we see it. Things are just most likely going to just be exposing them, hand over fist, all the time. We're going to see it now because it's just out there now. They Anglicized the history, and now they're over here Anglicizing, the Bible, Anglicizing pictures, and then they won't let this book get out. This book you will not be able to go rent. You can't rent it. I mean, you can't check it out from any of their colleges or from the whole country. So once I saw that there was one set available, I said, I asked the nation to come together and get it, and we got it. Like I said, this is our history. And this is how we have to work. When we see things, we need to come together quickly and get them so that we can bring out information like this. He said, we've heard about the pictures, but we didn't see how they just switched up on the history. Let's take another look at another video here about Anglicization. I got it to start. Let's see here. I'm just going to watch a little bit of this.
Anglicization, or Anglicization, is the process of converting anything to more English norms. Social and economic Anglicization was an objective of the English crown in the Celtic regions of the United Kingdom, in Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Social Anglicization.
Okay. Did you guys hear that right there? They had to do Anglicization on the islands. Let's listen to that again. Let me see if I can go back.
Anglicization was also a feature in some sectors of society under the British Empire.
Okay.
Anglicization, or Anglicization, is the process of converting anything to more English norms. Social and economic Anglicization was an objective of the English crown in the Celtic regions of the United Kingdom.
So they're already doing Anglicization in those areas. Well, who was there before? If they had to anglicize the people in Ireland and Britain, or Great Britain, who was there before? Who would they have to anglicize? Well, now we know. So now you're going to pick up all these things. I didn't even really, I heard it earlier, but they had to do that in those regions first. So those were our people that were there, that they had to switch everything up and make it more white. Let's continue.
In Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, social Anglicization was also a feature in some sectors of society under the British Empire. Anglicization of language. In terms of language, Anglicization is a policy of use of the English language, such as was one of the causes contributing to the Boer War. The adoption of English as a personal, preferred language is another form of Anglicization. Calvin Veltman, following the methods of analysis developed in Quebec, Canada for establishing rates of language shift, uses the term to refer to the practice of individuals in minority language groups who cease using their mother tongue as their usual, preferred language and adopt English instead. When such individuals continue to speak their mother tongue, they are referred to as English dominant bilinguals, and when they cease to do so, they are referred to as English monolinguals. Rates of Anglicization may be calculated by comparing the number of people who usually speak English to the total number of people in any given minority language group. Anglicization of non-English language vocabulary and names. Anglicization within a language is adapting oral or written elements of any other language into a form that is more comprehensible to a speaker of English, or in general, of altering something so that it becomes English in form or character. It is also called Anglification, Anglifying, or Englishing. Anglicization of loan words. The term Anglicization sometimes refers to the process of altering the pronunciation or spelling of a foreign word when it is borrowed into English. Personal names may also be Anglicized. This was common for names of antiquity or of foreign heads of state.
Okay, so they use the Anglicized for things of, names and history. Yeah, that part one more time.
Personal names may also be Anglicized. This was common for names of antiquity or
names of antiquity. That's what we just saw in that book. Names of antiquity, they Anglicized and switched them to their own. So they might make it seem as if they were the people of antiquity.
Of foreign heads of state. And it has also been common among immigrants to English-speaking countries. There have also been cases of deliberate change during periods of international stress or war. For example, Battenberg was deliberately changed to Mountbatten. Non-English words may be anglicized by changing their form and pronunciation to something more familiar to English speakers. For example,
so there you go, taking our words from our languages and then switching them to something easier and something more English. So when that move right there also makes it seem as if the English were those white people were the ones that were there in the past, because they made that information, they said, almost impossible to get or to see.
The Latin word obscenus/obscenus/ has been imported into English in the modified form obscene/obscene/. Changing endings in this manner is especially common, and can be frequently seen when foreign words are imported into any language. For example, The English word damsel is an anglicization of the Old French demoiselle, modern demoiselle, meaning young lady. Another form of anglicizing is the inclusion of a foreign article as part of a noun, such as alkali from the Arabic alkili. Anglicization of non-English place names. Some foreign place names are commonly anglicized in English as English exonyms. Examples include the Italian cities of Roma, Napoli and Milano, known in English as Rome, Naples and Milan, the German cities of Cologne, Cologne, München, Munich, and, more subtly, Hanover, the Danish city of Copenhagen, Copenhagen, the Swedish city of Göteborg, Gothenburg, the Dutch city of Den Haag, The Hague, the Spanish city of Seville, the Egyptian city of Al-Kahira, Cairo, and the Moroccan city of Marrakech, which had been called Morocco in medieval English literature and is renamed Marrakesh in modern-day English writings. Such anglicization was once more common. Nearly all cities and people discussed in English literature up to the mid-19th century had their names anglicized. In the late 19th century.
So you said, admitting that most of the people, most of the information, most of the history has been anglicized. So it wasn't these people who were the ones that were part of this ancient history. They just took it for themselves and wrote themselves into it. This video is just explaining, is showing you what they've done. So now we got a book that you can totally see it in. It's one thing to be able to hear it, but now we can hear it, we can see the pictures, and now we can see the history.
However, use of non-English names in English began to become more common. When dealing with languages that use the same Latin alphabet as English, names are now more usually written in English as they happen in their local language, sometimes even with diacritical marks that do not normally appear in English. With languages that use non-Latin alphabets, such as the Arabic, Cyrillic, Greek, Korean Hangul, and other alphabets, a direct transliteration is typically used, which is then often pronounced according to English rules. Non-Latin-based languages may use standard romanization systems, such as Japanese Romaji or Chinese, Mandarin, Pinyin. The Japanese and Chinese names are spelled in English following these spellings with some common exceptions.
So you can see who's been running the world. Approach, you got to make everything comfortable or comparable to English. Okay, let's see here. All right. So yes, we're bringing it all together. The Most High is bringing everything together. So as this information comes out, expect to see more chaos. Expect to see the Gentiles losing their minds even more. Expect more people to be coming into the truth, just like I talked about in Jacob 5 in the Book of Mormon. Because as we have always said, everything revolves around the Most High's chosen people. The more the Most High gives us, the more he takes away from the other nations. The more he takes away from the other nations, the crazier they get. They're not comfortable anymore because this truth is now coming out and they cannot stop it. We're back, family. Most High is raising us up, and it's an absolutely beautiful thing. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement of the earthly mother, who was wisdom, who was the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement Yahweh Shai. Shalom.